Welcome back to our channel.
Welcome back! We're so glad you're here. And we hope that everyone is doing super well. And also the weather here it's cold. It's so cold. We've seen the 30 degrees, we've seen low 30s. I want to see some 20s. But right now, even though it's 70 degrees outside, my hands and feet get so cold. So I'm actually hidden with my feet underneath my husband. But one of the things that we talked about and hinted towards in our last video was home safety. We have a few tips that we wanted to be able to share with you guys, so you have some key takeaways to consider wherever you go. Even though we're using the term home safety, it doesn't mean that it only applies to when you're home. So, for example, if you're walking into a new place, whether that is a place of residence, you're maybe going on a date with someone, or you're just going out with friends, or maybe you're just going to a new adventurous place on your own, scan your perimeter. Know where it is that every single place of exit is in that property or that place, and keep that in the back of your mind. It's not something to be paranoid about when you walk into a place like, oh my gosh, I need to know where the exit is because I don't know what's gonna happen. Who's that guy over there? Wow, what are they doing? Yeah, it's not a situation of panic. It's just for self-awareness, to know where you are, and in the case that something ever does happen, or, for example, you get a phone call, it's an emergency, you need to run out the building, or start driving back to wherever it is that you're headed towards, you need to know where those exits are. It actually helps to save time too. When you think about home safety, what are some things that come up to your mind?
One of the important things for me when you're inside the home is to keep the hallways clear, just in case there is an actual intrusion, that you'll be able to clearly see your perimeter and the people that are coming in. Also, another thing is, do not leave stuff hanging out in your backyard, like tools and ladders, because criminals could use those against you. When you're walking outside with your significant other, let's say in the neighborhood, it's good to take, as a man, the street side of the road so you can protect your partner better.
Oh my. And my husband does that every single time, without fail. How he remembers it, I don't even know. But.
And also, when you dine in anywhere, it's always good to, again, as my wife said, to face the exit.
Yeah, that's actually something really important and something I learned from someone who's retired in the military. But when it comes to like going out to dinner and places like that, it was suggested, and I definitely agree, when you sit at the table, make sure that if you're inviting guests over, you don't have to have them facing the door, but you yourself, because you have the awareness, you should be seated in a position where you're looking at the exits and you're keeping in mind who's coming in and who's exiting. We even had a situation recently where we had to step in as behalf of our close relatives for being a bodyguard, and we had to be aware of our surroundings at all times to know how to better protect those that we love and we care about. So that is something really great. I'm glad that you brought it in.
Another very important thing that I have is surveillance. This is extremely important. It's always good to have a perimeter surveillance with cameras that can track every angle of the house. The cameras are also good to have equipped nightlight and possibly a siren for intruders that come. And also, it's always good to have a frontal facing camera that also faces the door. So not only the perimeter, but also the door when some people come in. This is also helpful for people that drop packages. Sometimes your packages could get mishandled and you would know about it because you have a camera. And another camera that you can have is a dash camera on your car, because when you're out and about, your car is like your home. So it's always good to have a rear and a frontal dash camera for anything that can happen outside when you're out and about.
Yeah, and one real life practical example is actually hit and run situations. A lot of the trouble with that is like you get hit, the person like ends up speeding off, and then you have no information on literally anything other than the time that it happened, the color of the car, and that's pretty much it. How do we know? well, it's happened before in the past, but it's a really good idea to invest into a dash camera if you have that capability. There are some really great deals on Amazon, especially with Black Friday coming up. Keep a lookout and just keep that in mind of something that maybe if you want, you can invest in. Another thing that is really helpful when it comes to surveillance, if you have children, it's a really good idea to invest into that. Because if you have babysitters or someone coming into your home, number one, I hope that you background check them. I hope that you look into the details of their life, interview them before they ever come in. But if they ever have the opportunity to step into your lovely home, it's important that they care about the people who you consider to be the most important to you. And by having a camera inside of your home, that means that if anything were to happen, or let's say your cute little toddler is throwing a tantrum, which, you know, they will do, how does the person that you invited handle that situation? How do they care for your loved ones? It's really important. And that also is even the same aspect if you have family members that are older now and you invite someone in the home to be able to take care of their needs. Just, they are assets too. They are invaluable and priceless assets. So just keep that in mind. One other really cool thing, it depends because not everyone is in a place where they can readily step into that. But when it comes to doors and windows, there are a lot of different ways to actually secure your home when it comes to those things. For example, single paned glass is actually much more easily able to be broken into than double paned glass or impact rated. So that's something to keep in mind. Also doors, depending on what kind of locks you have, there are some locks that are very narrow and they're like maybe this size. Then there are the actual jambs that, you know, are more extended. So if anyone were to intrude in your home or anything does happen, that actually prevents your doors from just being broken into as easily. You would be surprised, but a 5 to 10 second delay can actually help save your life.
Excellent point. Yes, large strike plates on the doors as well are very, very helpful in this. And another tip for those of you who do carry, it's always important to keep your firearm locked and ready, meaning loaded, with some possibly hollow point and not just the regular range ammunition. And most importantly, when you are carrying, is the training. You must train. Once or twice a month is sufficient, but you have to get out there and train at the range. We personally train every weekend at Gainesville.
Yeah, it's really important to train because you don't want to be in a high pressure situation where now you're picking up something you haven't touched for God knows how long, and you're relying on muscle memory to be able to do what it is that you need to do. It's not the best setup, and we understand it happens. However, I think it's really important to emphasize like training. Also, please, if you do carry, make sure that if it's in your home, it's in a concealed place. You and your spouse or immediate family members know where it is. It's not something you have to disclose to everyone. And definitely keep it locked up. It shouldn't be just easily accessible for little kiddos and just, you know, guests walking into a space and finding it. It can, you know, create a conversation that you may not want to have right then and there. But also, if it's needed, like you can disclose that to family members so that they know when they step into your home, like they're safe, or just give them the option of like, I'm not really comfortable with that. Thanks for letting me know though. See you next time. But yeah, so thank you so much for hanging out with us. We love you guys. We appreciate you so much. Feel free to like and subscribe to our channel for more, and we will see you in the next one.